Okay, so let's come to a comfortable seat. And be sure if your hips are feeling tight or if your hamstrings or low back are feeling tight to elevate your hips a little bit. This is always what I do, especially at the beginning of a practice, is bring my hips up a little ways. And sometimes I bring them up more than others because of whatever I've done, maybe the day before or that morning. If I've run or if I've hiked or something, then hips high is really helpful. So just notice and maybe even experiment. Choose to try it a slightly different way, or just check it out and see how it feels this morning. And then as you take a few moments to move in your seat and shift, begin to recognize any of the sensations that are present for you through hips, hamstrings, low back. Rest hands down, lengthen your sides. And as you let your eyes close now, let your breath become deeper, more full. Let it fill out more spaces. Tuning into being present in this place, being aware and with whatever is showing up. And then connecting hands together at heart center, gently press your palms together. Lift your shoulders up and back. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, bow toward your heart, honoring yourself for taking this time. Then softly let your eyes open and release your hands down. And give your shoulders a little movement up and back. And take a couple movements ear to shoulder, working through maybe stuff through the neck, tops of shoulders. And then shake your head no. And nod your head yes. And then come back into center. And we'll take a twist over to the left side, reaching across with your right hand to your left knee, or maybe to your shin or to your foot, whatever feels the best in your body, to lift up taller and take a couple full breaths. We're gonna get into a little bit of twisting today. So this initial twist, you get to start off a little bit gently and then use your breath to help you grow longer. And then use the exhale, drawing the ribs in to help you twist maybe just a little bit further. Take another full inhale. Long, deep exhale. Then inhale back into center. And exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Full inhales and exhales. And again, remember the inhales help you to grow longer. The exhales help you to engage through the upper part of the core, which is how you twist. Inhale tall, exhale ribs in to twist. Inhale back into center, and exhale, twist over to the left side again. And this time, as you press down with your fingertips and lift up taller, lengthen the back of your neck. Exhale, front ribs draw in to help you twist. Now turning through your head and neck to the point of your chin, coming maybe halfway across your collarbone. Inhale back into center. Exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Use your breath to grow longer and taller. Use your breath to help you engage the front ribs. Inhale, lengthen. And now exhale, remember, chin just halfway across the collarbone. Inhale, come back into center, switch the cross of your legs now. And as you move your sitting bones back and broad, find that tilt of your pelvis so that your belly can tilt forward, lengthening through your spine. And now as you exhale this time, left hand comes across to, or right hand comes across to your left knee or thigh rather. Lift up through your sides, take an exhale, ribs in. And if you would like to, you can lengthen your left arm up toward the ceiling, lengthening your left side. And then as you exhale and twist a little more, maybe stretch back toward the right a little ways. Full big breath. Use your exhale to let your ribs draw in. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, take that twist across to the right side. Long, full, deep breath, lengthening, using the ribs to help you twist. And then if you'd like to, right arm reaches. Lifting to the right side. Use your exhale to help you twist a little bit more, maybe stretch back toward the left a little bit. Big, deep breath. Inhale back into center, and now clearing through the spine. Take your hands out to your knees and move through a couple rounds of your cat and cow. Full deep inhale, long full exhale, in and out of your nose. Inhale to tilt your belly forward. Exhale to tilt back through your spine. One more big breath. Then inhale tall and shift forward, coming onto your hands and your knees. And from hands and knees, take a moment to set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotating elbow pits forward and pushing. Tuck toes, lift hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then take a few moments here to pedal out. Moving through your knees, bending one knee at a time, allowing a little movement through the hips. And then rise to tiptoes, lift sitting bones up high. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. And from that place, you're welcome to have blocks for your hands, but take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. And now come up to the highest point of whatever you're using for blocks. And they can be wrists stacked under shoulders here, or right in the very center if you only have one prop. And then pedal out with your knees, bending one knee at a time, like we did in our down dog. And again, think about allowing the movement to happen from the hips, from the low back, as opposed to lifting up with a heel. And now back into center, extend your heart, little bend to your knees, send your sitting bones up. And then bring your hands up above your knees, up to your thighs, and walk your hands up your legs to rise up to your standing position. So now as you come up to a stand, think of feet inner hip bone distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes, firing them up, and then root them down. Turn your palms open, mountain pose. If you'd like, close your eyes and take a full deep breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bent knees, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. And exhale to fold. Plant fingertips. You're stepping right foot back into your lunge. Center with your hips and extend your heart forward. Take a full big breath right here. And now we're sitting, right hand on a block or the floor, your choice, left hand to your knee. As you take your twist over to the left side, and if your body feels better with your knee on the ground, then feel free to set your knee down. As you turn, put both shoulder blades on your back, and then maybe stretch your top arm up. As you push down with your bottom hand, think of letting yourself lift up and out of your right shoulder and let that push help you move your ribs. Twisting through the ribs, take another full big breath. Exhaling, both hands come down to the floor or your blocks. If your back knee is down, you're lifting it up and step forward. Next exhale, left foot steps back, center with your hips, grow longer through your spine. Take a full breath here. And now we're setting left hand on the edge of your mat, on a block or the floor, your choice. Right hand to your knee. And again, back knee is always welcome to drop down. As you turn your belly and your heart, put both shoulder blades on your back and push down through your bottom hand. See if you can feel that lift up and out of the shoulder. As you push, also let that push move into your ribs so that you're turning more. Take a big breath. Feel free to stretch up for one more full inhale. And exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat, and this time, step back to a downward facing dog pose and take a deep breath. Rise to tiptoes, lift your sitting bones up high. And then lower back towards your heels, getting a little longer stretch through the backs of your legs. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Knees can always come down here. Rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. And now as you lengthen your front, keep toned through your belly as you bend elbows and lower down. Inhale, curl up and open as high as your body is ready for. Big key here is broad through the front of the chest, collarbones reaching out to the sides, tops of shoulders are opening and long. Shoulder blades engage. Take another full big breath. And now as you exhale, push through hands and knees to down dog or all the way up to down dog. Take a big deep breath, full inhale, sitting bones lift. Full exhale, push through hands, push through your feet. And then work your way forward into your forward fold. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips, press into your hips, lift your shoulders up and rise all the way up to stand. And we're going to take a balancing pose that is a twist. And so if you want to, you can come to a wall. If you're coming to the wall, then the direction we're twisting in is going to be where the wall is. So we're going to balance first on our left, just kidding, our right foot. No, just kidding again. Balance on your left foot, right knee lifts. Oh boy. And then lift your knee up close to your chest, hug it in, flex your foot, and take a big breath right here. And now I'll try to give you a little bit of a visual. As you lift your foot up, you can always have your right hand at the wall here. But wrap your right hip down so that your hips are coming a little bit more level. It'll make your knee turn just a little bit to the right side. And now from this place, you can, again, use your right hand at the wall, or you can use your right hand at your hip, but lift up taller. Left hand is at your right knee. Lift up through your spine. Keep pressing down through the hip as you lift your spine and start your twist, turning toward the right side, toward the wall. Take an exhale and draw your front ribs in to help you twist just a little bit more. And now you might walk your hand back on the wall, or if it's in your practice, you might reach your hand straight out from your shoulder, not back behind you, but straight out from your shoulder joint. Take a big deep breath, lift your sides. As you exhale, ribs in to help you twist. Inhale, come back into center, hug your knee in, And exhale, foot back down. Okay, second side, so this time we'll balance on the right foot, left knee lifts. So if you want to have your wall off to the left side, you can, okay? So now as you lift your left knee, give it a squeeze, take a full breath, flex your foot, and then wrap your hip down. Yeah, good. From here, you're holding with your right hand. Left hand can be at the wall, but wrap your hip down again. Begin to lift your chest. And as you exhale, draw the low ribs in to help you twist. Now again, fingers at the wall or hand at your hip, whichever feels the best. Inhale taller. Exhale, ribs in to twist. Maybe reach your hand back behind you. Maybe hold on to the wall. That's always an option here. Full breath. If you're reaching, remember it's not actually reaching back, but it's reaching straight out from your shoulder joints. One more big breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center. Give your knee a squeeze. And exhale, release your foot back down. Both feet are at the ground, feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes, and then root them down. Take an inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Planting fingertips, step right foot back into your lunge. And again, knee up or down, your choice, okay? Bring your hands up to your heart to rise. And now, as you wrap your left hip back to even out your hips a little bit, lift your sides up more and start to engage the low belly and the ribs. Inhale, heart lifts, and exhale, turn from the ribs to take this twist. From here, you can set your right elbow down on your left knee or thigh if you want to. You can stay lifted here if you would like to, but take a big inhale and lengthen your spine. If your elbow is down, you're going to exhale and press down, lifting your heart up towards your hands, rising up out of your shoulder. Next exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat and step all the way back, downward facing dog pose for a moment. Take a big breath. And now we're going to work right foot forward. And so if you need to switch legs by stepping forward, then you're welcome to. Or simply step your right foot forward, left knee down if you want. Again, you can have your knee lifted or down, either one. Lift up with your torso, bring your hands to your heart, and take a big breath. Notice the right hip, wrap it back, lift your chest. Then tone low belly and ribs. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, twist from your ribs. Maybe set your elbow down. And if you do, just notice if you don't do anything, if you don't push, then your thumbs might be right at your shoulder. So now push to rise up. As you rise up with your chest, your heart and your hands come closer together. Rising up out of that left shoulder instead of leaning. Yeah, take another big breath. Then exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. This time step back with both knees and settle hips back towards your heels into a child's pose. Couple big breaths. And now inhale, rise up to hands and knees. And we're going to step forward into our fold. So you can do that from right here, or you can lift your hips up and back to down dog to make your way forward into your forward fold. Blocks handy or whatever you're using. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. And exhale, fold over your legs. And now, highest point of your blocks or your chair, lift your chest. And from this place, We're gonna take one more twist. We're gonna do more of a hamstring stretch for our twist. So step, right foot back, 3.5 feet. Ideally, we have our foot completely on the ground, toes aiming forward. This helps us to work our hips towards center. Make sure blocks are underneath your shoulders to begin with. And then wrap your left hip back. And as you wrap your left hip back, extend longer through your spine instead of rounding here. Now, push your left big toe mound down as you keep your left leg working towards straight. Wrap your left hip back. Now, right hand comes to your block, left thumb into your hip crease. Press your hip back, keep long through your spine as you start to revolve, turning your belly and your heart toward the left side. If both shoulders are opening, if your hips are working towards center, then maybe you stretch your top arm up. But keeping it at your hip or helping that hip to remember to stay back is always a great option. Take a big deep breath. Exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. Bend into your front knee to step forward, and then step left foot back, 3.5 feet-ish. So now remember, you have both feet aimed straight ahead. And center off your hips. So your right hip is moving back. Extend your heart further forward. And then it's your left hand coming to stack on your block. Right thumb into your hip crease. Press it back. Extend your heart and then begin to revolve. And as you turn your belly and your heart to the right side, put both shoulder blades on your back. And then maybe you stretch up. Maybe you keep your hand at your hip or your heart or your low back. Take a big deep breath right here, turning your right shoulder up even as you're moving your right hip back in space. Take another big deep breath. And exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. Bend into your front knee and step forward, coming into your forward fold. And from your forward fold, you have feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. As you bend your knees a little bit and let your depth of fold happen, you might have arms hanging, you might have elbows up on your thighs, you might keep hands on blocks, but let your head hang wherever that is and do a little nodding and shaking of your head. Maybe some ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And then releasing hands down, step all the way back. Downward facing dog pose or hands and knees, your choice. Take a full breath. And now lower knees down, hips to heels, take a child's pose. And then gently press yourself up to your seat. Come all the way down onto your sitting bones. And then we'll take right leg out in front of us, left foot into the side of your leg. And as you engage both feet, think of pushing down with your heel on your right leg. And as you do so, you can let your knee lift a little bit. And then pull back with your heel. As you pull back, you're helping your hips even out a little bit again. So now press down with fingertips, lift your ribs, your chest, your heart, and then turn your torso toward your right foot. Hinging at the hips. If reaching toward your foot means that you round through your back, then stay more upright. Otherwise, stay long through your spine, walk your hands towards your foot, and you might reach your left hand across to anywhere on the outside of your leg here. You might reach for your foot or your shin, and then turn your belly a little more to the right side. Turn your ribs a little bit more. Think of lifting the ribs up on the right. Take another full deep breath. And then inhale, rise up and switch legs. Left leg extends, right foot in, make both feet active. So even the right foot here is pressing down on the outside so that your ankle stays lifted instead of collapsing down. And then as you move your sitting bones, press your heel down on your left foot so your knee lifts, and then pull it back so that you are evening out your hips a little bit. Lift your ribs, turn your belly toward your foot, and then from your hips, you're hinging to walk your hands forward. And again, if that means that you start to round into your back to try to reach, think about not reaching for anything, but hinging to fold. So maybe reach across. Turn your belly a little more. Draw up with your left ribs. Take another full breath. Then inhale back upright. Footprints both to the floor, and then lower yourself onto your back. Excuse me. And as you lower yourself onto your back, knees hug in to give your sides a little compression. And so now we'll pulse. If wider knees here is better for you, then feel free to take that. Goodness, excuse me. And then rock a little side to side. And now extend right leg all the way out against the ground and draw your left knee across your body to the right side. And from this place, you're keeping both shoulders down. You might set your foot right against your leg for support here. The idea is not to bring your knee down to the ground, but instead to just take enough of a twist that maybe you're getting a little bit of movement and stretch through the IT band. That little bit of movement through the twist helps to wring things out a little bit. We get to wring our organs out and create more movement for oxygen and blood. Just take another full deep inhale and exhale. And now come back into center, both footprints to the ground. Drop knees in together to touch and take a full breath. And now extend left leg out all the way, right knee in, and then take your leg across your body to the left side. And as you take it to the left side, again, you might just rest your foot. You could always prop your knee here, but as I said, we're not trying to come all the way to the ground with our knee, because the point of a twist isn't to go to the deepest place ever, but even that little bit of a twist helps us wring things out. Full inhale and exhale. And now back into center and start to set yourself up into your best rest, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe feet together in a butterfly, maybe legs extended, maybe a blanket or something over the top of you. This is a really great way to help you ground a little bit more. And find the rest that helps you settle. Begin to take a deeper breath. And gently add some movement into fingers and into toes. And as you're ready to, bend your knees and roll over to your side. Then slowly press yourself back up to your seat. And with hands connecting at heart center and eyes closed, take another moment to breathe fully. Have a very peaceful, beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.